I say to Warner Brothers and DC, bring it on. I am so pumped about the DC cinematic universe overall, but especially even more so now that we've seen this tease at the Joker, this image that of Jared Leto holding the camera, the camera like this with the insane grin, the same hair as the Joker on the front of that graphic novel, everything. It's exciting. The possibilities are, the possibilities and the theories as to what kind of Joker Jared Leto is going to be is just so phenomenal and exciting to think about. So good. That's a good look, Jared Leto. You look great. I can't wait to see some official photos and, of course, teasers and trailers for the movie, which we probably won't get for like a couple more months, but it's exciting. It's exciting. And on the topic of Suicide Squad, they recently revealed the first official cast photo of Suicide Squad at what looks like to be the very first table read, the script table read for the movie. All the leads were there. There was Will Smith was there, and there was Margot Robbie, who's going to be playing Harley Quinn. Jared Leto was the exception. He was the one actor there who was not there. And that's possibly because they intentionally released his photo as teasing the Joker's, what kind of the person the Joker's going to be with him holding the camera like this. So that was probably an intentional publicity stunt. Or maybe I'm wrong. But that's my opinion on it. But the cast looks great. They look excited. And it sounds like it was a good table read, and the actors are saying it's going to be a fun movie, and it's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before in terms of comic book movies. So now that they've had their first script table read, I believe they're supposed to start production. Yeah, they probably have already started production this month in Canada, and hopefully they'll be ready for their August 2016 release date. So yeah, good luck Suicide Squad. Good luck David Ayer, or Ayer. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, but you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, you look great, Leto, and the cast of Suicide Squad looks great. I can't wait to see some official photos of the actors in their characters' respective costumes and anything and everything about that movie. I'm really excited about it overall. So good work, Leto. Good look, Suicide Squad. All right, so moving on. A rumor was online the other day. I believe it was Thursday or Friday. Yeah, because I was on IMDb.com and I was checking for updates on the reboot of The Mummy, which is supposed to, technically, that's the movie that's supposed to be the first official entry into the Universal's Universal Monster Universe. Whew, that's a mouthful. Let's just call it the Universal Monster Universe. Or just the Monster Universe. Anyway, because Dracula Untold technically is the first official entry into the Monster Universe. At least that's what the ending is supposed to lead us to believe. I personally liked Dracula Untold. Could it have been better? Yes, it could have been so much better. But I was happy with what we got. It was decent enough to keep me entertained, to keep me engaged, and it had some pretty cool vampire special effects. So if that's the first entry into the monster universe, fine, so be it. But the Mummy reboot is supposed to be the first official entry. At least that's been the story for the longest time now, for I believe like the past 2 or 3 years almost, ever since Universal announced its intention to start a shared cinematic universe with their monsters. The Mummy was supposed to be number one. But the Mummy reboot is still happening. But attached to this story, this article was attached to it, that Universal, rumor has it, keep in mind this is just a rumor, is that Universal Studios is looking at actress Scarlett Johansson, best known right now for playing Black Widow in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous woman, great actress. They're looking at her for Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of my personal favorite monster movies and Universal monsters. Creature from the Black Lagoon and Wolfman are my number one and number two favorite Universal monsters out of all of them. I like them all, but Gillman and Wolfman will always be my two favorites. Anyway, so they're looking at her as a potential lead for Creature from the Black Lagoon reboot, which is most likely going to be part of their shared universe, and she was most likely they're most likely eyeing her to play the Julie Adams part, the woman that the Gillman sort of falls in love with in the original film. It's not like a deep, deep romantic love. It's more like this poor creature who's been alone for so long is captivated by this beautiful woman. And just the idea of companionship alone, just being together with someone or something else, is what draws him to her. Or at least that's my theory on why the Gill Man was infatuated with Julie Adams from the very first film. But as far as the reboot goes, I hope they don't make the Gill Man too CGI, if indeed there is going to be a reboot from Creature from the Black Lagoon, because keep in mind, this article said nothing definite. This was all purely a rumor that Universal Studios was doing a remake of Creature from the Black Lagoon, and they were looking at Scarlett Johansson to play one of the main parts in it. So this could be completely false. This could be untrue, and they may not intend to reboot Creature from the Black Lagoon. Could they? Yeah. Should they? Hard to say. But it's exciting to think about. It's very, very exciting to think about. So, I mean, if Scarlett Johansson was going to wear the same outfit, the swimsuit that Julie Adams wore in the original film, wow, that'd be something to see. And I hope that the Gill Man's costume is half CG, like not with enough CG to make it believable, but not too much CG, and that the rest of it is like mostly makeup and an awesome, awesome, genuine costume that a guy can wear as a whole bodysuit. So that is even if they're doing a remake of Creature from the Black Lagoon, which I sincerely hope they're doing, because I'd love to see the Gill Man alongside the other Universal monsters side by side or fighting them, because that'd be really cool to see. So yeah, Scarlett Johansson being eyed for a leading role in Creature from the Black Lagoon remake for Universal Studios. Just a rumor for now, but I'm throwing it out there as a good possibility. So moving on from Universal, something else we have to discuss. Sorry, let me double check my notes. Yes, this is something I'm really excited about. This is another project that has been in the works now for almost 3 years now, because I first heard about this 3 years ago, June of 2012, and we're finally getting something official here in early 2015. So it's almost been 3 years for this to, finally happen. But they are making a TV show based on my favorite slasher horror franchise, Scream. I love Scream. I love the first one. Scream is awesome. It can never be beat. Scream 2 and 3, they both have their moments, but overall, not that great. No offense to the cast and crew who worked on those films, especially to U.S. Craven. Your films are enjoyable. I do enjoy them. They're just not the best. However, I was very, very much pleasantly surprised and delighted by Scream 4. I went into the movie with relatively low expectations, no offense once again, thinking that it might not be as good as Scream 2 and 3, but I thought it actually surpassed both of them and was almost as good, right up there with number 1. Now, number 1 is fantastic, and Scream 4 is almost there, in my opinion. Now, other people could, could challenge that and say, oh, it's not as good. It's just as bad as the rest of the franchise. The only good one is the first one. So however you want to look at it, that's how I look at it, the whole Scream franchise itself. Numbers 1 and 4 will always be my personal favorites. And MTV is doing a TV show based on it, and I don't think it's supposed to take place in Woodsboro, California, like the previous films. I think it's supposed to take place in a town with a similar past and a similar history, like the films of history of carnage and bloodshed and people going crazy and going on killing sprees, wearing a scary looking costume. So, we really don't know much about the TV show, which makes it kind of fun to look forward to. And I believe it is slated for an October release, October 2015 of this year. And I think we're supposed to get our first footage or preview